Hello, this is Builder Shed here, and today we're going to be putting Linux up against the boss. Yep, we're going up a bit when it comes to the distro wars. Like I said, at some point we're going to be comparing Linux distros against non-Linux distros, aka we're going to be comparing them against Windows and Mac OS, see how they fare against the giants. And I'll be honest, there are contenders. So today we're comparing Windows 10 to Zorin OS. And yeah. So, the reason why I chose ZorinOS instead of Linux Mint for this is because ZorinOS usually gets a lot of good press when it comes to just overall. ZorinOS usually gets a lot of good press when it comes to being user friendly as well. In fact, in many ways it actually looks more modern than Linux Mint. No, I take that back. It actually looks more modern than Linux Mint. So yeah, I think it's time to get started. So let's start off with Windows. Because here we have our little welcome screen. And this looks very old. This looks half old school. Okay, this looks like Microsoft was like, hey, let's just keep the Windows Vista one. Let's just change the Windows logo in the background. Perfect. Like, they kept the basic theme, which yes, even the basic theme is still in Windows 11 for all peeps out there. Microsoft, why aren't you just making that an option for people to use if it's just built into the operating system? Jeez. But yeah. So you can choose your language to install, time and currency format, and keyboard or input method. I choose English, and of course I think the reasons are obvious. Over here for ZorinOS, here we got basically a far more modern looking menu, though this is of course forked from Ubuntu. But yeah. So we got our language as an option. We can choose Espanol. Well, Esperanto, like who chooses Esperanto? Basque, because I know what that. I know Euskara is Basque. Francais. You can choose Gaelic. You can choose Italian. You can choose where the heck you want. You can choose no localization. You can choose. Why are these two different? Like, who the heck came with the idea? Just yeah. You got the whole collection here. All right. You got German too. So yep. Let's select English. And also, ZorinOS also allows you to do a live farm. And before anyone just starts suggesting, yeah, Shift F10. That's what Shift F10 does in Windows. It pulls up command prompt. And yes, you can do regedit. In fact, I'm pretty sure most people learned about this being a thing just so they can bypass Windows 11 minimum requirements, literally. So, but yeah, you could do a bunch of other crap in there too, but yeah. So let's go forward and yeah, so right here we click next, you get the option to repair a computer, or you can click install now. We are going to click install now, and now it says setup is starting. We go over to Zorin. Let's click install ZorinOS, and this just takes you further straight to the point. And it just gives you keyboard layout. Let's just click continue, and I mean, let's not participate in the census because why participate in it? Actually, just participate. I don't see a problem with that, but it's Zorin. It's not Microsoft. Okay. Download updates while start installing ZorinOS. Blah blah blah. You think you got the good stuff. Okay. We're going to click continue and stuff, but yeah. Meanwhile, you come over here. First thing they ask, product key. You got a product key? Nope, we don't even care about product key for this one. But I get why they ask for that. That's obvious. And for this one, we are going to choose Windows 10 Pro. Yo, anyone know where my eye patch is? Yep. It already gives you some license, the EULA, and you got basically the type of installation you want. So, now, you have this menu on ZorinOS, which gives you the option of basically doing install ZorinOS alongside Linux Mint, erase, disk install ZorinOS, or you can do something else. I'm going to choose erase disk install ZorinOS. And you know, over here on Windows, you got upgrade, which just installs Windows, keeps files and applications. That's if you got an older version of Windows, like Windows 8. But here, now we're on. But if you're just installing Windows, you go straight to the partitioner. Here you got 64 gigabytes of space. Where do you want to install Windows? And you get this. Well, we go to Zorin. If you were to select custom ourselves, here we get this menu. And I'm going to have to give Windows sort of a... I'm going to have to basically give both Zorin and Windows a little bit of credit here. Zorin, for one, gives you straight up the option to just do this overall, which we're just going to go ahead and do. Yes, continue. Windows, they don't give you that option, but they just tell you to go custom, and they make it a bit easier. They just make it straightforward. If you got like a blank partition, you just click next. See, yeah. Now that's going through it. So that's copying files over. Now to ZorinOS. Now once it's select your time zone, I'm just going to pick Central. Username. We're not making the same mistake we made last time. Zorin. Choose password. And we click that and go through that. And now both are doing their thing. And we'll be back when both are done. So, yeah. Well, more specifically, I'll be back when Windows prompts up its step, but I'm not ready yet to give the full-on points yet for either of these, for obvious reasons, though, because everyone knows Windows installer is not done yet. It does this, and then it reboots, and then after that, it then just gives you all these options. So yeah. So I'll be back in a bit, fellas. So I'm back, and it looks like both have been done or are now done installing. And so first we can see one thing. What Windows does, it installs the operating system, and then it reboots, and then once the operating system is installed, it then shoves you into this setup. So we're going to go through this, and then we're going to go through Zorin. So yeah. So we're gonna treat this as part of the install process. So yeah. So let's start with region. Is this right? Yes. Is this the right keyboard layout? Yes. Let's skip that. And now they're working on that. So yeah. And I'll be right back when this finally pops up and gets past, because it's going to take a little bit for some reason. I do not know why exactly. So yep, I'll be right back in a sec. So now what Windows does is during the network portion, I think when that gets done, I think it tries to reboot the computer. So now once do that, and you know I'm not logging on my Microsoft account, so we're going to go with offline account. Let's just limited experience. Let's just go with builder. Or share. Let's go with that. Just choose some random security questions. No. Just choose that. And we got privacy settings. And we all know how people are. A lot of people in the Linux community would turn all these off, but I'm gonna keep these on anyways. So, yep. Customized experience. Let's skip that. Not now. And now it just shows this, and oh boy, someone's yeeting me stuff. Well, you yeet me stuff, I yeet my phone. Yeah, you. So, yep. Right, it's doing that. So, I think now it's time to go on to the next part, which no, Zorin has already been done. So, yep. So let's start the real part of the review. So, yep. I need to type my password. By the way, this does use GDM, modified variant of GDM. No display managers, so thought that needed to be mentioned. Yeah, I'm just thirsty. And let me just get the resolution set out of the way. And right here it's already giving us an option. Just fix this resolution though. We cannot be living on this resolution. Someone explain to me who uses 21:9 monitor ratios? Those like pro gamers who use those or something. That's what it sounds like. Jeez, I'm set to that. Now that's far better. Yeah, And looks like the other sucker's ready, so we're gonna set this up. Golly. I may reboot the Windows one. Because holy crap, this one is slow. But yeah, so compared to Windows, so right here, Windows is not showing me anything when I start up. Like, give me a tour through the system. And that's kind of understandable, knowing like how everyone's so dang accustomed to Windows. So Microsoft kind of has it in their expectation to like expect that everyone knows where to go in Windows, how to use it. But at the same time, here's my main problem, and that is that not everyone's going to know how to navigate this, okay? But yeah, blah, blah, blah. ZorinOS actually gives us a really high quality tour. Remind me later about the I don't care. And so yeah. Alright, this is looking better than Windows 10 or even Windows 11 by any standard. Oh boy. So yeah, let's. Oh, forgot about the installer. So installer wise, so some of the positives on the Windows installer is only towards the end, and that's post reboot. The Windows installer does what it does. It for the first half, it just installs, okay? But it's been the exact same. It looks outdated half the time. They didn't even dare to change it with Windows 11. So I don't know what the heck's going on. They had a lot of opportunity to change it with the Metro. Nope. They were like, nah, we done. But yeah. But then you get to the second half of the Windows installer, which is actually a very big improvement. And you know, and that's where the part of the Windows installer shines the most. Linux, on the other hand, is actually pretty good at both on both sides. Well, the whole installer. And it does the job too. I'll be honest, for the installer, I'm gonna have to give Zorin this. Windows, your installer is way too outdated. It is. That's all I'm just gonna say. So we're gonna write that. So yes. Well, over here. So yeah. So now on the ZorinOS 16.1 tour. So let's start tour. So right here it already tells us you go down here and launch your apps. This is where you get launch your apps from. And to be honest, for anyone that's used Windows for, that's blatantly obvious. Yeah. Search for apps, search for shortcut stuff. And you already see this is GNOME based, but yep. So we can search for some like Firefox, like from there and stuff. You can also do this, and which I think is also just as nice. So yeah. Change your look with Zorin Appearance. So we can launch that. So we got another layout. We got classic, We've got this layout. Then we got the GNOME layout. So it gives you customization options. And then ZorinOS has a pro option, but I'm gonna be honest. But here's the thing: it's for one. I'm not an advocate of piracy. Keep in mind, I'm saying that for legal reasons. Legal reasons. You know how 1984 this country gets, okay, people. You know how. You know I have to say that for legal reasons, but yeah. Supreme Court do be like, oh, here's an exception. So they always try to find new exceptions to put in everything, but yeah. We're not bringing Roe in this. Keep that out. I'm not talking about that, okay? Let's not. We're not bringing any more politics in this. Keep politics out of this. Keep it out for now, okay? But yeah. Yeah. So there's no activation codes for activation system as far as I know. So someone could torrent the pro version ISO and they can literally just get access to all these. But even then, the pro version is literally far cheaper than just getting Windows 10 home or Windows 11 home. So I'm just going to put that out there. We'll put this back to where it was. Right there. Then you got themes. We can go to green. Oh, it's going to take a little. Got applications. Got home. And yeah, it's actually really cool. And I'm going to go with blue. You can also set it for dark. Which, holy crap, looks beautiful for a dark theme. I love that. And to be honest, I'm going to go with this. Interface, you can shove them to the left. macOS already go over here. You can go jelly mode. What's this? Windows don't have that. And you got taskbar settings. This uses dash to panel, which they just renamed. So yeah, which has a lot more customization options in the Windows taskbar. Let's just get that out of the way. Yep. So let's just click on next. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Connect online accounts and connect those. Blah blah. It already gives you a little there right there, so you get like a store that actually has more apps than the Windows Store, man. Mind you, like, let's be real here. I've used it before. Windows Store, they don't have crap in it, but yeah, you're not gonna find movies in it though. And of course, it gives you like a little thing right here, and yeah. Click next. You got the options to only Office. So already off the bat, this comes with an Office suite built in. So, yeah. So yeah. Again, ZorinOS gets a point here for introduction. Windows barely did an introduction, okay? Now, what about overall? Just appearance? I think I've already said enough about good old. I think I've already said enough about good old ZorinOS. Here's Windows 10 for you. We've all seen it. Like there's some good ones sort of in here, like this, but that's even halfway as good. Again, ZorinOS gets a point. Dang, Windows, you really suck compared to this. But then, I got package management. And the thing is, you can get WinGet on here. But most people, they will install packages like this. So I'm going to use a little dummy as an example here from start browsing. So let's search for Google Chrome. And this is how people usually typically install stuff on here. Also, did I forget? ZorinOS actually has unified UI for this. Windows 11's starting to get there a little. No, it's still only halfway there. Okay. Download the browser. It should be downloading. I think you are. Go to downloads. Control J, and then we got Chrome set up. We click on that. And yeah, it's going to install from there. It's going to beg for that. Yeah, it's already it's basically doing that. On here though, just get you out of the way. Let's just go straight to Firefox. Let's download the. There's multiple ways to do it on here. So let's for one do Chrome, like chrome.google.com. It's actually a pretty cool search menu. I will have to do that. So right here, let's get the deb file, which is what this uses. This is an Ubuntu-based distro, which is in itself based on Debian, which uses deb files, and yeah. So right now it's downloading that. I think I know what's slowing it down. It's gonna take like 20 seconds. So I'm back after that, and so on the Windows side of things, Chrome has installed. So, yep, installing applications on Windows. It's practically your main way of doing things on there. So of course, you can get applications at the Microsoft Store. On Linux, like I said, one of the ways of installing is through this. So, yep, let's run this. What it usually does, it opens a software manager like this. Which is in of itself a front end for another program. So yep, let's click install. And it's going to prompt me for my password. So yeah, now it's installing. So yeah. That's a good thing right there. And by the way, there are other ways of doing it on here too. So now as you can see, Chrome's on here. We search for Chrome. Chrome's going to pop up. No, I'm not making Chrome default. Don't send crap. There's Chrome right there. So, yep, that's one way of doing things. And you also got the software manager, which pretty sure will be under utilities. Or not. Software, yep. Here, let's install something like. Geez, who sent me stuff? Damn. Let's download something like, I don't know, GIMP. Type in password. Now it's going to install like that. And it's either, and again, through this, it's going to either install as a flat pack, snap, or ZorinOS package. I recommend going up here if it is an option, going down here, look for the distro in, which is ZorinOS, and clicking the format as a package. AK, I'd cancel this and look for the package. Oh yeah, whoop. But even then, it's still just like that for installing. And then you got what power users like, and that's the terminal. So what we do right here is sudo apt install neofetch. Quite a famous terminal tool, if you ask me. Press enter because Y is default. And it's just gonna go through the progress bar and stuff. And just play the waiting game. So this video is us turning into Dr. Pepper ASMR. Dang. But yeah. So now. And what I like about this is that you know exactly like what it's doing. So if it's ever slowing down or whatever, you know why it's slow. And there you could basically look that reason up, and you can find a solution yourself. And that's why I like it. And that's probably why terminal people, just like just doing things from terminal. Because we do see what the heck's going on. So let's just pick. Let's just type in neofetch now, and there it is. Package management. ZorinOS gets a tie for this one. ZorinOS gets this point. And compatibility goes as a. Do you think I'm really that stupid? Even as a Linux user, even Richard Stallman would probably agree with me when I say that that Windows is more compatible with apps than Linux is with apps. If you don't agree with that statement, you're just wrong. On so many levels, it isn't funny. If you really don't agree with me, try running something like Cold War Modern Warfare on Linux, like Warzone, and see how far you go without getting banned by an over-aggressive anti-cheat. Yeah. Point. Customization. And yeah. So for Zorin, we already went over some of it. Windows, not necessarily so much, as I'd have to activate the sucker anyways. Like, look at this. It's going to tell me, no, activate me, please. And once this sucker activated, and obviously, you know why. Doesn't mean it's not usable anymore, so. But usually, you can apply wallpaper. You can, on Windows 10 and up to Windows 10, you can move this without register tweaks. You can move this taskbar up here, up over here. Here, like, over here. Thing is, you can do it on Zorin too. Here. Hold on, let's go taskbar. Images, top, left or right. Let's just minimize that for now, and we go over to Windows and just do the same thing. Like, yo, we need to do this. The thing is, when it comes to customizing taskbar on Windows, though, you could throw some toolbars on here. You could throw a desktop toolbar, links toolbar. You could throw an address toolbar. But it really turns into who's using these. These down here, because not many are actually using these, okay? We can probably throw in a new toolbar, though. Yeah, we can throw folders on here, which I haven't seen be able to be done as easily on dash to panel, though, which is what this actually uses down here, so let's just get this dealt with. It's causing glare. But yeah. And of course, you could disable show the Cortana button. You can disable it. You have it not show task view button. Have it. You have search hidden. So it's like old school Windows there, and yeah. So there it's better. Like that area. But that's pretty much as much as you can customize it. And yes, you can change accent color, enable dark mode stuff. On Zorin, though, you could go to taskbar settings. And we can go to taskbar settings, and we can, like, there's nothing preventing us from upping the panel size, which I forgot you can do on Windows, but yeah. You can move things around, so I can move the taskbar over here, so, which is something I really wish you could do on Windows. Let's be real here. I'm pretty sure you can already give it a Windows 11 look anyways. Just monitor center everything. And you monitor center that sucker too. Monitor center. And now you got your Windows 11 set up right there, like, style. and therefore that obviously just says this is a lot more customizable. And you can't just forget the fact you can install other desktop environments on here. I can install Plasma, and you can install GTA 3's themes. You know who's taking the win here. Zorin. Voila. And yeah. So what about default applications? So let's look through accessories. So if we look through accessories, you got clocks, you got files, you got maps, you got text editor, you got weather, you got to do. Look at the weather app. Let's just look for like yeah, and then like for example, it's 90 degrees around here, and then obviously, and then yeah, go to file. And of course, you got your file manager there, which honestly looks better than Windows File Manager. You got some games that actually come with this. You got a map system. You got this. And overall, just better stuff that comes with this. Let's be real here. Like, you got additional drivers you can look for. We'll look on Windows. Windows, you got alarms and clock. Looks like this. You set alarms, you can set clocks, you can set all these. And what was the clocks application? So these are just as capable. But then you got Cortana that comes on here, which is like a personal assistant. That depends on how you're going to use it. This comes with the camera. Does this come with the camera? Comes with Cheese, which is a camera app. You got Feedback Hub, you got Get Help, which I think it's thing. Yeah, equivalents to these. It's got Microsoft Office, but you got to register that. And you got all these power tools and stuff, and that's where some of these are good, some of these aren't. And I'll be honest, some of these are dog water, some of these are good. Okay? Internet Explorer, throw that out the window. The Notepad, that's good. We have that. And you got archaic ones like Media Player. Like, why does that exist? You got SCSI, you got Registry Editor. You got other stuff. You got blah, blah, blah. They got the terminal right over here, which everyone knows is just CMD. And then got the Xbox app stuff. And you can call this, you can say, you'll spyware as much as you want, but here's the thing. When you're talking about the perspective of a normal, everyday user, some of the apps that come with this are going to be useful, excluding the administrator tools, because you're not going to see many of them go here unless they're looking at a guide off some website on how to fix your computer. And then you got these, which they're going to be like, we all know what they're going to prompt. But yeah, they're going to want me to sign my Microsoft account, which these are online apps. You can access those on Linux too, just point that out, and then mixed reality and stuff. So off the bat, though I'll be honest, the tools like this comes with, the administrative tools though, they're easier to use for one. They're not as hard at all, or as like the Windows one. So I'll pull up the one for logs right here, and I'll pull up logs over here. Sorry, it's slow. Okay, oh boy. I think it's a reliability monitor as it's called, but it's not as easy to find as logs right here. It's under system maintenance. You got problem reports. You can view all of them right here and just, yeah. You get this log system over here, and yeah, like it's not as hard to read and just all that stuff. And plus, this comes with a pretty good Office suite off the bat, and this comes with a better image manipulation program off the bat. Overall, I think this is kind of a double-edged sword here. Overall, I'd say if you're an everyday person, Windows gets the point. Right, sort of, because you got all stuff that make things convenient. At the same time, ZorinOS gets the point too, because it just has just the same amount of convenience. But at the same time, if like everything's good on both sides, and that's what I think just needs to be shown here. And I'm going to give Windows extra point for that. We're talking about the installer though, which was a good installer. So yeah, I think I'm about to wrap this up anyways. Looks like ZorinOS came out on top in this one. Windows had its rear kicked here, and yeah. So here's the thing. What I'm looking for here in the what I'm looking for here today is kind of some recommendations for things to review, like categories to review each Linux distribution by. Like, help me make like a checklist, see which. And of course, Windows is not a Linux distribution; that's its own operating system. But we're going to compare operating systems too and stuff. So that's what I'm hoping to do at some, like what I'm looking for is just things to hopefully compare distributions and operating systems by for the Distro War series. So things are a bit more concise, and maybe I'll redo some of these in the future. So yeah. After all though, this has been Builder Shed. Hope to see y'all next time.